Alright, let's see how this thing sounds. Hold up. Alright. Yay. Okay, yeah, that works. Ooh, shit. Okay. Uh. Okay, well, I guess get into it. Other details. A lot of people probably know a lot of these, but some of this stuff we're going to be stating the obvious. Other stuff, hopefully, it's new information. But whenever you get a vehicle from the auto shop delivered, or the customer wants you to customize it and then send it out for gain of money and everything, sometimes these come with their own unique sets of colors and sometimes even unique details of the car. But most of the time it's colors. And a lot of the times it's also the color of the wheels as well. Now, this color I would imagine is probably not really that rare. I would imagine. The only thing I would think is maybe the interior. But if you were to buy this right now in its stock form as the customer, because like, look, I didn't change anything on it. But if you were to buy this as is, you probably could have matching wheel colors. Right. Same thing with this one. Now, if you notice though, with some of these, like I said, you'll get rare or unique colors. This color is 100% not buyable And this is a color you just can't replicate. Even if you can, look at the texture of it. That's almost like a metal or like a satin kind of shine to it. You can't get that kind of color naturally in the game. It's either matte, metal, or gloss and metallic. You don't get this metal looking or this kind of satin shine to the car. And this color, even if you could replicate it to an extent, I could bet that there's just no color that really matches it. Like, say, Racing Blue. Yeah, see? And then maybe, okay, what about Ultra Blue? Nope. And then maybe blue. Nope. So, and if you were to, continue with this car, if you were to buy it as is, and if you were to change the wheels don't show the color because they're chrome, but the moment that you change these wheels, you get matching colors every time. Every time. So if there's like a unique color to the car, you will get matching colors to those wheels in the auto shop. I think you might get a similar deal even at the motorcycle club thing, where they have you to do the same idea but at the motorcycle club. If you get a bike with a unique color, I think usually it comes with the same color on the wheels. But okay, let me showcase what I'm talking about. I know it's probably something that everyone
you
already
for some
understands,
wheels?
but
I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you
just
up.
to showcase it. This
I'll bring it
car
by. I'll
may
get back
be
to work.
identical or may be very similar to the one that I just shown you in there. This one I bought at the auto shop. Now, I can't remember exactly, because there's so many different colors that they could come up in. This could very well be the same exact color, but I am not sure. But I do know that this is a color you can't buy. That is a fact. But I'm going to showcase what I mean by the wheels will match the color of the car. Oh man, hold on. Okay.
Here for the magic touch?
So this is a unique color that you cannot buy. As you can see, and you can actually tell from right there that shine is not a shine you can get on a lot of cars, if any car actually. You might have a few rare instances, but yeah. Anyways, if you buy the vehicle and don't change anything on it as the customer sends it in, every single vehicle, when you go to change the wheel, as you can see, it's chrome as the stock wheel, but that won't matter. When you change it, matching color wheels. These wheels, the color to them, you can't buy these. This color is unbuyable. And this is with every single vehicle. And the most unique of any of them is the Glendale Custom. Because uniquely, you can color the chrome wheels of the Glendale Custom. I had one with purple wheels, purple chrome wheels. Sometimes it was a little hard to make it out because it is chrome at the end of the day. But the Glendale Custom, when you bennies it, but if you want, there's two ways you can do it, or three. You could do maybe the social club thing to get the wheels to be colored while stock. You could probably get a vehicle, buy one off of a player that has F1 wheels, which I will be showcasing what I mean by that. I probably should have just stayed in that general area, but okay. I'm gonna showcase that as well. The second method is the F1
I'm on the
wheels,
clock. What you want?
which I guess it don't matter which car I have, but yeah, you know what, we'll do. No, it does matter which car. Okay. What would be a good pick? I don't think the Dominator can do it. I do think... Oh yes, this actually works. I think the Thrax does work. Let's try the Thrax.
It's coming at you. Okay, I got stuff to do.
The third method, though, okay, so there's, the first one is Social Club. Second is buy a Glendale Custom from the player. Change the wheel color as you want. And if you want to keep the F1 wheels, that's on you. But if you want to just make it a unique stock color, you just buy the Glendale Custom with the F1 wheels, and you'll do exactly what I'm about to do here in a second. While I'm showcasing this, in the salvage yard, when vehicles are claimable, you can get a few things that might be unique or rare, or at least like a little thing. Nice little details on it here and there.
What
So
miracle
before I
did
get
you
into
want me to
that,
perform?
okay. To prove the point, okay, if you have an F1 wheel car, and you can change the stock wheels color, stock wheel color, to that car, then if you find someone that has this glitch on, this is a theory so far because I haven't actually tried it, but theoretically you can. As you can see, it's black F1 wheels. Now, the stock wheels to this car is alloy when you buy it, but because these are glitched on wheels, look at that. It's blacked out because, well, the F1 wheels, I colored them that way. And to prove this, we have them purple now. See that? So theoretically, this should work, but I haven't tested it. Theoretically, it should work though. Anyways, so then there's the salvage yard. If you do get lucky to get a claimable vehicle from the salvage yard, or you buy one off of a player who claimed the vehicle, then sometimes you get unique things like
You need something, huh?
For an example, the Frankensteiner, or whatever it's called, the Frankenstein car, Halloween vehicle. If you were to get it when it was claimable, it had, I think, green or purple colored headlights. Like the light that would turn on. It would have green or purple headlight colors, or whatever. So some of them would have unique details like that, or some of them is like pretty rare like that. And I mean, yeah, that's something you could just buy. So that ain't nothing crazy, but it's just a nice little detail. But a true example, I'm gonna show it. A real example is sometimes you get unique license plate. Now, a lot of these details I'm saying are probably ridiculous, or it's not
It's on the way.
something that everyone
I'll
would
get
go
back
out their
to it
way
then.
for, and it's probably minute and stupid anyways. But it is details that I do know, and a lot of people probably do as well. It's just, I'm just making sure that people don't forget, and it's kind of a reminder and a if you're new kind of deal. Okay. I believe this was claimable twice, very similar each time, but the difference being is I believe the last time they had something kind of crappy as the license plate, I think, whereas this time it's a Liberty City plate and it says Carnage on the license plate. So this is a claimable. If you were there to claim it at the salvage yard, then you can get a nice little detail like that. So yeah, and this is mostly stock. When I claim, I kept it mostly stock. I mean, it is stuff you can buy and replicate. Don't get that wrong. A lot of this is replicatable. The only difference being is maybe the license plate, and that's it. Other than that, everything I believe is you could replicate it. Plus I added my own spin on it. I think I only changed a few parts. Whoa. Frame droppage. But, yeah. There's that. Oh yes, may as well. For some odd reason, when you do a lot of missions, or when you do some missions or older heist or whatever, whenever you would load back into the lobby, or whenever you complete a mission or a heist or something, a good chance that this will be parked somewhere after you complete a mission or a heist. The Karen Asterope, right? I believe it's the Asterope. Yeah. I think a lot of people probably know this, but it's just a funny little thing where after you complete a mission or you complete some heist, especially if it's an older mission or heist, or when you load back into a lobby and everything, a good number of times you will find this sitting somewhere after you complete a heist or a mission, which is funny. It's interesting why they chose this car in particular, but yeah, there is that detail. Let's see what else. I guess this could be a minor thing. The Premium Deluxe Motorsport thing here, dealership, for the longest time, they would never have custom wheels on the cars. I'm pretty sure that was only a thing they started doing maybe a year or two later, maybe a couple months or whatever, but the point being is, that's custom wheels. That's custom wheels. that's custom wheels. Or I should say, not custom, but these are wheels that are not stock wheels. Not stock. Not stock. And this is a thing that they've been doing a bit more of a recent, or maybe not recent, but this was not a thing that they used to do when this whole dealership thing dropped. That was not a thing that they would do. But as time went on, there was a few cars that would get some of that stuff, where they would get new, or like they'll get different wheels that aren't stock and etc. And this is more of just a little schizo rant thing. I swear, whenever I'm playing GTA and I see these cars in the dealership, why does it seem like they copy my cars sometimes? That's just a little schizo rant. But we don't talk about that. Anyways. There's been many times they did that. Anyways. That's just a little stupid thing on the side. Oh, you know what? Here's a good example. There we go. Not the Rockstar copying my cars deal. Not that. This is a good example of unique details. This car has a unique detail with the customization. And again, a lot of this I might be regurgitating, but some of it could be something new to new viewers, etc. And it might be something to give people ideas. But this is the Albany Primo, right? Yeah. Now, I'm not sure, maybe it can be possible, but on the default Primo, and this has always been a detail about it, this is probably the first, I think this is the first car where it was a fully...
What brings you in today?
You could fully change the color of one grille option.
Better than when she
So,
came in, that's
example.
for sure.
You get all these options, and you know, they're just kind of standard. That's chrome, that's chrome, that's chrome, that's chrome. But if you actually buy this one, the mesh grille.
If that car was a woman, I'd
Okay,
guess her.
so you know how there's some funky details where if you change some colors, it might change this and that. Well, okay, if you do this, okay, doesn't really look like not much changes. Yeah, and then, yeah. But, if you go to the wheels, you change them, right? We'll say
That's
that.
a beauty right there.
And you change the color, what do you see? You change the color of the wheels, it changes the color of the mesh grille. Strange, but it's a cool, unique little detail that you could do. Right? And that's the thing. There's a number of vehicles that has funny, cool little details like this. But this being a day one and just a standard car from the street, just having a funny, cool little detail like that, it's just a cool thing. What else do we got? I don't think there's anything with that one. I guess the thing with the shorts are... wait. Do we have an example? Yeah, here we go. This is nothing crazy. This is just a little thing.
Damn!
So yeah. Again, this is nothing crazy. This one is legitimately like everyone knows this, or everyone who has this vehicle knows this. But it's just a little thing.
What's wrong with her now?
Now, whenever you would it has these options, right, for the grill. And some of these are new, but let's go let's go with the original. You would get this option and that option, or I think you would just get this option. Maybe one of these three, right? This was all you had back then. But funny enough, when you put on the carbon hood, it automatically deletes that. So that's just a little funny thing about that. I guess that is a little annoying if you want to keep the little grill there, but just have the carbon hood. But yeah. So that's a little thing. Another detail is a lot of these cars on old gen actually had more unique interiors. Now, let me say though, while they all, a good number of them did have their own unique interiors, I am not saying that they were the most pleasing to look at. I'm just saying when you think of when you think of what they could have been, the concept, the interiors of old gen cars were a lot more interesting than the ones that we have now. Because you look at the interiors that we have now. Hold on. You see the doors, right? You see the gauges. And it's just a standard, no logo or anything on it kind of car and everything. But cars like the Ruiner and the Comet and stuff like that actually did have unique interiors on old gen. They were pixelated as hell, but if you were to refine it and make it work for the new gen consoles and just, you know, make it not so pixelated, the original interiors for the cars,
You through to your garage?
a good number of them were actually way better and more interesting than the others. The Ruiner had a very unique floor matting, and I think it even had a nice little, it had a pretty cool speedometer and gauges on it. It was kind of futuristic looking in a sense. Again, if you ignore the fact that it looked a little pixelated. But like, if you use your imagination, the Comet had a very nice, you know, it had the Comet logo on the floor mat, maybe a Comet logo on the steering wheel, etc. And a lot of those good details, they just kind of threw away just to make it more simple and easy on the newer gen cars. The new gen interiors are just kind of uninspiring and not cool or unique in any way. Whereas, I mean, again, you go back in old gen, they were pixelated, but they looked nice. They had more character. Just putting some away. Okay. But yeah, there's that little detail as well. Then, here's another one.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
This is a thing
I'll get
that's
back to work.
This is a thing that's legitimately, I believe, new. Quite new, actually, if I'm correct. Now, this is nothing really special by itself. I mean, despite the fact, if you're a fan, it's a nice BMW, right? It's fast. It's probably the fastest four-door non-HSW. Non-HSW is probably the fastest four-door in the whole game, right?
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
Ubermacht. I'm not looking at the name. I looked at the name. Shit. Anyways, the Ubermacht Sentinel, what, GTS?
Should be running better
So,
than ever.
the unique thing about this, and like I said, this is a very new thing. I'm pretty sure this is new. Okay. A little quick thing before we get into it. when you would buy these cars from the dealership, you might get some unique details like you know, a different color interior or different color gauges, right? But this is nothing new, what I'm about to say. You see the stock wheel colors, right? That's nothing new, okay? But what is new is the fact that, okay, look. It is colored stock wheels. That's unique. But what makes it more unique is, if I'm correct, if you bought this exact version and these wheels are the wheels that it came with, this is stock forever, if I'm correct. Meaning, if I change them right now, equip those, and then I were to try to put this back on, it would keep the color, if I'm correct. Now, I would test it for myself, but to be honest, I don't really want to push my luck. I believe I did do it before, though. But, and again, this deal where, okay, it shows a different color here, and then it shows a different color here, it keeps the stock wheel color. That has never happened before. Where the stock wheel color, when it's unique, if it's unique, it always goes away. But not these. So, again, like, just to make, I'm explaining it terribly, but I'm going to showcase what I'm saying. Okay. Let's go with, let's use an example I used probably 2-3 times by now. Let's go with the Phoenix. Okay? Again, the Phoenix never really comes with a unique stock wheel color, except if it's the brown or copper Phoenix. So,
I'll bring it by.
We're going to use that as an example.
I got stuff to do.
This Phoenix I'm about to show you has a unique detail where if you get this specific one, the wheels have a unique color. Okay? Stock wheels. And I'm going to showcase it for a brief moment. But there's going to be a point proven as well with this car. So whenever you would get a car with a unique stock wheel color, anytime you were to probably change it, it would always go away. Meaning, you change it right now, it goes away forever. So like, look, if I can get a good lighting. Look at the wheel color. Pay attention to it. Okay, this is stock, this is default. Now, this particular Ruiner, or this particular Phoenix, it has a specific color to the stock wheels. See that? But the point being is whenever it would be a car with uniquely colored stock wheels, the moment that you change the wheel and then you try to go back to stock, look at that. It does not maintain the stock change of the color, or it does not keep the color of the stock wheels, as you can see. Whereas the Sentinel GTS, it looks like it does if you buy it in that variant. And I believe there's 2 cars that have done that. The Sentinel, and I believe the Paragon S? There's too many Paragons. I think it's the Paragon S. Hold on. Alright. I believe the Paragon S does the same thing, because if you look, let me show the Sentinel GTS. Look at that. The wheels are not gold. Whereas mine is. And also, which this might be another example too. Anyways, hold on. What is that car that I was talking about? Paragon. Okay. I think I overshot it, didn't I? There's no way. Okay. As you can see, they're alloy. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, again, the detail of the stock wheels at the dealership
What you need, boss?
being uniquely colored, that's not new. What's new is this detail where some of them keeps the stock, or keeps the unique color. That's the new thing that seems to be...
I'll bring it to you. I'll
Which
get
is
back to it
weird
then.
because it's only 2 cars, from what I can recollect, or at least from the cars that I've gone out of my way to buy. As you can see, my stock wheels are not alloy, they're black, right? So, what is this deal that I'm talking about? It keeps the stock wheel color. So,
What miracle did you want me
this
to
does
perform?
the same thing, if I'm correct, that the GTS does, which is a newer thing that they've added. Okay, you changed the wheels, right? But look at that. It still keeps... And, you know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet. If there's any vehicle where I wouldn't mind to test this theory, I don't want to lose these wheels, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for the content. Theoretically, if this does not get rid of the stock wheel color in this variant that I bought at the dealership, then if I change it, I hope I'm not going to regret this, but if I change it,
Now that's a custom
okay,
job.
okay, so we have it like this. Now let's see if we can get
What
it
brings you in
back.
today?
And let's see if the stock wheels remain black, even though they shouldn't be. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like doing that,
Look at
but we
Sean.
did it for the content. And as you can see, these 2 cars, the GTS and the Paragon S, for some reason, the new thing about these is they keep their uniquely colored stock wheels. I don't know if any other vehicle has done that since, or how many have done that, but I know the Paragon S and the Sentinel GTS are 2 cars that keep this detail. And here's proof to this. Because there is other vehicles that were released around the same update, if not in the same update.
I'm on the clock.
And they do not maintain the same detail as those 2 cars. So, and you know
Fine.
what?
I'll get back to work.
Let me fact check this. Okay. So, money fronts update. Okay. Money fronts. And bottom dollar. Interesting. So there's a 1 or 2 update difference, or like a waiting period. Interesting. But okay. So when was this thing? Money fronts. Okay, so look, we have an example. This was in the same update as the money fronts. Because that was money fronts and this money fronts. Now, to prove this point, we're going to get that truck, and it came with uniquely colored
something?
stock wheels. But it does not maintain the same detail as the Sentinel GTS for some odd reason. So for some, it's either a weird bug, or they
It's on the way.
purposely went out of
Okay,
their
I
way
got
for
stuff to do.
specific vehicles, which makes it odd. And who knows, maybe it's just an oversight, maybe it's a bug, maybe it's showing their favoritism towards certain vehicles. It could be many things, but here's the proof, because stock wheels are black, okay?
What's wrong with her
Now
now?
let's take a look. Does this keep the stock wheels if I were to change them? Kind of like the GTS and the S. Okay. Stock wheels, they're black. Okay. But notice that it does not maintain the stock wheel color, unlike the Paragon S and the GTS. So is there favoritism? Was this just an oversight? Was there a bug? Was it unintentional, I guess? Or what does this mean? Maybe this vehicle is not, it's not exclusive enough or something? It's not a sports car, so maybe it doesn't get the same treatment. I don't know. But it's from the same update. Same update, but it does not maintain that unique detail. And hell, there might be other vehicles too that don't maintain that idea. Because, okay, so let's look. Let's take one more look, because there's a good example I was going to make too. Okay, Agents of Sabotage. So let's take a look then. Okay, so look at that. Bottom dollar, that's the update beforehand. This is an update later. So let's take a look real quick. And there's actually two examples. I have these cars, and they came with their own unique stock wheel color.
You through to your garage?
Let's see if the Banshee, I can't keep up with the names of these cars. Banshee GTS? Let's look. What the hell's the car called? What do you know?
It's coming at you.
Did I get the
I'll
name
get
of
back
one
to
of
it
them
then.
wrong? Are they both GTS? Sentinel GTS, Banshee GTS. What do you know? I just got lucky. Anyways. So does the Banshee GTS maintain this unique detail? I don't think it does. Which is strange, because if it is like a, well, it's not a sports car, or it's not a hypercar, supercar, whatever.
What can the best mechanic in
Then
LS do for you?
why wouldn't it work for this car as well? Because as you can see, the stock wheels are blacked out. So would it maintain the same thing? Nope. So why not this vehicle? Why doesn't it maintain the stock wheel color like the Paragon S and the Sentinel GTS? Very strange. It's almost like some of them were an oversight or a bug, or they just got lazy. I don't know. It's probably thinking way too hard about it, but what I do know is I know these things. I know those cars have they had unique wheel colors, and only two of them maintain those unique wheel colors, even when you change them.
You calling for some?
And I was also looking at the Pipistrello as well. When I bought mine, it had colored stock wheels, and they were kind of gray, kind of black steel. Now, if I'm correct, I changed the wheels since, and I don't think it maintained the stock wheel color.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
Because if we look at
I'll
it,
get back to work.
Pipistrello, stock wheel color. I'm overshotting this like hell. That's kind of alloy. Whereas mine, okay. If I'm correct, the wheel color you see right now, I believe that is the wheel color that it came with on my stock wheels. But I since changed them, but just maintained the wheel color. But doesn't maintain the stock wheel color on the stock wheels. That's the question.
Here for the magic touch?
I'm going to go out and say no, it does not. But let's check it out. Let's see if am I... What? Yeah, look at that. I wasn't lying. That's the stock wheel color that it came with. Because you can't buy them. Okay, so does it maintain the stock wheel color? No. So it's strange. Why just those two vehicles? I don't know. I only figured that out when I was messing around with the GTS, but I really found it out with the Paragon S. That's where I really found out this weird deal. But this ain't the first time that cars had unique features or unique things to them. A lot of people, or a number of people,
What you need,
probably
boss?
know
Some
this
wheels?
one.
I can bring
I
them
should
around.
say people that seek this shit out, they probably should know about this one. But the La
I'll bring it by.
Cruz, this thing has a very nice and unique detail where when you're driving it, it is the only car in the game where the rear taillights, they pulse the lights, right? So hold on. You probably can see, but the quality of this stream's probably dog shit, so hold on. Okay. Look at that. It is the only car that does this. And even if I could be wrong on that, it was the first, or it was definitely there. Now, this was available to every single one that you buy. What isn't available on every single one you buy is that the front does the same thing. This does not function if you have a default or a bought one from the website. Like this little light that's pulsing on the front, that's not functional on the standard version. Because, okay, if I can find it. Yeah, I mean, unless I'm tripping, it doesn't really look like it shows. I mean, I guess the car's off. But I had one. I bought this quite a while ago. Mine didn't do this. It didn't have the front ones that were active. So this is not the first time that they had cars with unique features or, you know, kind of like a weird favoritism. But also, I had to buy this one, not only for that, or get this, not only for this, but, come on, I had to get the black wheels, the black stock wheels. Which, let's see if it maintains the black stock wheels. Probably not.
What
Because
miracle
again,
did you
for
want me
some
to
odd
perform?
reason, there's only 2 cars that have this weird detail. Again, there might be more, but I don't know about them. And I'm going to go out on a limb and just say it's just those 2 cars. Nope, it does not maintain the stock wheel color. Yeah. Now I know I probably hung on this topic a little, or this kind of detail a little too long, but it's just really interesting how just 2 vehicles, and I guess 3 technically, Because those two have unique wheel features, whereas this one is just a unique feature in general. It's just strange how just 2-3 vehicles, but in particular, only 2 vehicles have this unique detail where it keeps the wheel color, even when you change it. And I have the other vehicles from the same update.
I'm on the clock.
And
Okay,
it
I
just-
got stuff to do.
For some reason, nope, not them. I did buy this recently, but I'm not gonna lie. It was cool and great for what it was. I liked it. It was not worth the space wasted, honestly. It's cool and great. I couldn't keep it. Oh, you know what? The Suzume. This is a newer one. I have one that, I mean, theoretically, it should do the same thing, right?
You need something, huh?
Would it be in my agent? No. It would be on this. Yeah.
I'll bring it to you. I'll get back to it then.
I might do 1 or 2 more cars to look at, but let's look. I imagine. So this livery, a wrap, did not actually come with this car originally until they added it later on. Which I really like this one, honestly.
What brings you in today?
But yes, these are stock black wheels. I think I could have got gold. I could be wrong about that. Anyways. As you can see, it just does not keep the stock wheel color. Strange. Let's see if this car does the pulsing. It can't be a placebo, but there was also a funky thing on the La Crue where I think it had a red bar or red light that would come on with certain things, but maybe that's some kind of weird placebo or whatever. Or, not placebo, but like a weird okay, wait. Mandela effect. It was probably some kind of weird Mandela effect. Or maybe I just got the cars mixed up, but do we have another unique car? Well, maybe not a unique car, but there is a detail that is cuckage. There it is. This is a really crappy detail. I don't like this, and personally, I kind of wish they would just either add it fully or revert the changes and just keep the liveries. Because this kind of got ruined in story mode, the Prairie.
What's wrong with her now?
Used to, whenever you would get the Prairie on story mode, you would only have limited options. And you still do, but stupidly, they change things. So this is probably the best you could do on story mode. And this. And that. Probably this, I think. Now, this, maybe that too. But this is where this really irks me. Now you're just stuck with this. One of these two options. I don't like these options. It used to have this option, which fits so much more with the race car aesthetic, or kind of like the tuner aesthetic. This is not capable anymore in story mode. That really irks the hell out of me. Either make all this available in story mode or revert the changes. Because I'm sorry, I can't have this car with only these little dinky spoilers, these little dinky things. I can't. I miss having mine with this. Like, I like the added options, but you kind of ruined this car in story mode. Now it's kind of just like, I don't care about it. At least I guess it has stuff online, but that's where it only... That's the only time where this car actually means anything, is online. So funny thing, technically, the only car that didn't get cucked from that update was probably the Fudo. That may have been the only thing that didn't get cucked, because I think everything that did get changes to, like they were one of the I believe they were one of the first few cars that they've added customizations to. Like, they didn't do that ever, but then they started doing it later on, and I believe it was in the nightclub update, I believe. But when that dropped, the only car that didn't get cucked from that update was the Fudo, because the Prairie, the Patriot, those two got terrible changes to them. Terrible. And even some of them are buggy. It's like, damn, kind of ruined the vehicles. And even if they didn't ruin the Prairie, man, where's the wing at? Those little dinky things ain't nothing. I guess the Ruiner did get... I don't know if that was in the same update, though. There was some where they just kept them standard, which is, I guess, fine, but they added liveries, which I guess it ain't the worst, but I know this got kind of crucified in story mode. And the Patriot, or the Hummer, right? The Hummer, it got screwed terribly. That thing is kind of useless now. I mean, there's some people that have theirs now, which is cool and everything, but nah. This was one of the few customizable vans back then, I believe. I'm trying to think, was there any customizable vans back then? No, I don't think so. So that, I believe, may have been the only customizable van back then. The Yuga. I believe that's the Yugo, right?
Oh my God! No! Oh! No! You fucking fucker! I used to be a boxer.
If there was any other, I don't think they were nearly on the same level as the Yugo. Which, it's still basic, but it had way more than every other van in the game. And no, not vans by classification. I mean this kind of shit, a van. Not a truck that's stylized, or not a truck that's misclassified as a van. A freaking van. Not a Let's get that out of the way too. While I'm driving this, I'm trying my best to remember if there was any other van that was customizable. I mean, you had the gang burrito, but it was not customizable. There was the surf van or whatever. I don't think that was customizable either. And some of those were just DLC vehicles or update vehicles.
Good as new.
So when it comes to vans, I think this was probably for the longest time, this was probably the most customizable for quite some time. Maybe the gang burrito or the burrito in online, but it was never in story mode. Probably online, but for quite some time this was the only customizable van. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually do kind of want one of these, but I don't feel like wasting a slot for better cars, honestly. Not that this ain't cool, but I could be having better vehicle slots. I bet it's dirt cheap though. Yep. Yeah, this ain't nothing. This is easily. You know, this might even be another thing that it probably has over any other van. If it wasn't the only customizable van, it definitely was the only customizable van where it would change the seats and add a roll cage. I don't know, maybe. Either way. Look how low it can get, dang. Get low, get low. Alright. Well, does it have any unique? I don't see anything there. Nothing there. I do kind of want one of these, but don't feel like wasting a slot. Let's see. There's also a couple vehicles with, they do have options to them, but you just can't buy them. Like the minivan custom, or I should say the standard minivan, the Stratum, the, oh shit, what's that car called? I think it's a Voltar. What the hell is it called though? There's the Stratum, there's the minivan. It's a station wagon. What the hell? Or a wagon. I don't know why I can't remember it. I guess I don't use it often. Oh yeah, also the Regina, that also has unviable options to it. The Mesa. vehicles. I can't remember that car's name.
Fuck you, BJ.
Just imagine I could do with that ass.
What the hell is it called? Anyways. Let's move on.
Charlie, and now there's traffic for an hour?
Okay.
What you need, boss?
Um. There is more. I just need to find something. You know what? I believe this could be another one. Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
I'll bring it by. Aight, I'll get back to work.
Phone G2. Okay, I could be wrong. But there's two things you find kind of interesting about this. Now, I could be wrong, but does anyone kind of feel like the tailgater or Michael's vehicle, the taillights look different on the newer gen consoles compared to what it looked like on the older gen? I could be wrong about that, but I do know for a fact that there is like a beta version of this vehicle where the taillights were different from this. I mean, they look the same. It's just it didn't have that little, like the little white on the white on it. It was just a full red taillight instead of red with a little bit of white on it. But the other thing that's different, or the other thing that's unique, or not unique, but another thing that's kind of interesting about it is,
Oh, hey, buddy.
if I'm correct, you just can't get this car anymore.
Man, I got so big this
I mean, maybe you could buy it. Let's check that out. Wait, is it a two-door? No, it's a four-door. No, you can't buy it anymore, can you? But that's the thing. The thing that's interesting, there used to be a time where you could grab these off the street. And even if you probably still can, I have not seen one of these in literally years. Like, when you're free roaming in GTA Online, I have not seen this car in years. I got lucky when I got this one. I either bought this or whatever update where it allowed you to grab these off the street. Basically, I'm saying I got lucky and I got this at the right time. Or I got lucky and I bought it before they destroyed, or like kind of got rid of it. Because usually when you get this message from Simeon, it'll say whatever car it wants. I have not seen these in years. Not only
Yeah, I got your email. Look, I'm
not
down
while
for
free
whatever.
roaming. I've just not seen this car. And at best, maybe you could buy it from time to time, but other than that, this car has been kind of wiped. Like, there's no way you can get it again. Unless you buy it off of a friend, or if they put it on the dealership. But this car has been completely wiped. You can't steal it off the street no more, and you can't buy it no more. Of course, if your friend has it, but still. Now, there's actually a few like that, where they've been wiped completely. Am I tripping about this one? There's one in particular. Wow. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so that wasn't wiped. What am I thinking? Was it the Ranger? No. What am I saying? Maybe it's the Lifeguard. There was something, though, where they just kind of... They added it for an update, and then they just nope, took it off the website. But yeah, I have not seen this roaming, or I've not seen this part in any session for years. I don't know how I got this one. I either bought it or I did steal it. Which, if I did steal this off the street, this is even a tad bit more rare, because I have not been able to find one of these forever, and I must have been able to get it before they patched it. I feel like they patched it. Does anyone ever get the notification? Oh, you know, grab the Rakoto, or the Felon GT, or grab the Tailgater. I've never seen that. I haven't seen that in years. So they either patched this car out of online, like free mode, or I'm just never getting the notification for it. I believe the last time I ever did see this car, the Tailgater, it was parked around here, somewhere in this area. This was the last time I ever seen one, was in this area, parked somewhere around here. Other than that, I have not seen this car for years. Unless it was mine, or maybe I seen it in a mission. Which is crazy. Oh, let's see. Definitely has to be something else. Oh yeah, the exemplar here. Exemplar. Let's use this. This has a unique little thing. I guess let me rephrase. Maybe not completely and utterly unique, but it's a little thing to kind of recognize, or a little thing to kind of be like, oh wow, okay. So, when you would play GTA back then, I'm pretty sure whenever you would get a carbon hood or anything like that, I'm pretty sure 95% of the time, I'm pretty sure there was no car in GTA of the time where if you change the color, it'll change the color of the carbon. Now, this car, on the other hand, was the first, if I'm correct. So,
Good to go.
if you look right there on the headlights, that's carbon fiber. That's exactly what carbon fiber looks like. But, if you notice, it has a pearlescent on the carbon fiber, or a shine to it. That didn't become a thing until later into GTA's, like, probably even like maybe a year, like a couple years later, this was probably not a feature or not a thing that they added. Because in a lot of cars now, if they have carbon fiber, you have to either keep it standard color or have to just bite the bullet and just let it be pearlescent, you know, onto the carbon fiber. Because as you can see, look, I have a lime green pearlescent on the carbon fiber, and even there, even the carbon fiber on the mirrors too. This was probably the first vehicle in GTA where you could change the color of the carbon fiber or give a pearlescent to the carbon fiber, because that didn't become like a bigger thing until later, if I'm correct. Yeah. And I will showcase that. Because some probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I will show.
You need something, huh?
What's a good example? I have one. Where the hell is it? Yeah.
I'll bring it to you. I'll get back to it then.
So yeah, as you can see, the pearlescent shining on the carbon fiber right now. There's the little green hint to it, or kind of a hue. But that little unique detail didn't become a bigger thing until quite later, or at least on a
What's wrong with her now?
quite a that was weird. I've never had that bug before. But that little detail did not become frequent until quite later. It may have been a detail, but it wasn't frequent. Whereas, you see that? Carbon fiber, carbon hood, but there's a pearlescent shining on the hood. Which, that's cool, but sometimes that could be annoying. And the Exemplar, or Exemplar, was the first to do it, but not on a so obvious, in a not so obvious way. Oh, and fun fact, the Sultan Classic, the 4-door, as a car, as a car in a full package, it's better than the 2-door model. The only thing that the 2-door model has over this is top speed. And that's not even that much, to be real. Maybe even slight acceleration. But this is just better in general. 4-door, acceleration's decent or great. It handles very nicely. The 2-door model of the Sultan Classic RS, not as good as this one in my opinion. It's slightly faster, maybe slightly quicker. I don't really care. This is better. Like straight up, if there was a race, the only thing it has is top speed, acceleration, and that's it. This is just a better car. I guess there is one thing. Yeah, you know what? We'll just take this one. There is an not interesting, but there is a little funny thing about the Picador. Picador was the first, and for the longest time, the only all-wheel drive muscle car in the game. Or at least categorized as a muscle car. I would still consider it in its own way, or I would kind of, but either way, whatever. That's a different topic. But this was the first and only all-wheel drive muscle car for the longest time, as you can see. But when they finally added customizations to this thing after so many years, which I'm glad they did.
Here for the magic touch?
Because I've always wanted this. I've always wanted this vehicle, but I'm gonna be real, I hate how small the front end is. I just don't like it, and it just looks so odd. You're probably thinking, well, what makes it so much better now? Well, the fact that you can even change anything on it, that's automatically just better. Plus, you can give a little placebo or a little cheap kind of a cheap way of making it look better. You can add a splitter. And that, even though it still looks a little bit stubby, well, it looks like it actually has a little bit something to it. Even that. Like, even though that might look a little ridiculous, or that might look funny in a way, it just makes it seem more, it doesn't look so stubby now. But that's not the thing that we're talking about. What we're going to be talking about is there's a funny detail. I don't know why they did this. This was probably just a weird oversight or laziness from Rockstar. There's a really annoying detail where every time you go to mess with this thing, it does this number. Now, usually on every vehicle, besides if it has some unique customization options, every vehicle, when you click on a brakes, engine, turbo, all that option, you should just get, boom, we're right in there. Let me slap something on. But for some reason, on this one, it does this. So that makes you wonder. It says engine tunes, right? Now, why give me this why do I have to click X, or why do I have to accept twice when it's giving you the impression that there's more options? Because when you click on turbo, it's straight to the point. When you click on transmission, it's straight to the point. But see, like, let's say you go to wheels and you put wheel type. It doesn't go straight to the wheels because there's different categories. Well, when you click on the engine, it gives you the impression, oh, maybe there's more to it. Nope. It's just a shitty inconvenience that you have to click twice just to put an engine upgrade on it. And mind you, this literally does nothing. There's no point for this. Because this, straight to the point. Straight to the point. Straight to the point. Straight to the point. Yeah, gotta be a dick about it. Yep, you gotta click on this twice. What is that? That's ridiculous. Don't understand that one. Now, this ain't really nothing that crazy, but this is another funny detail. This used to be a detail that would be on the Sand King, actually. But you would add this to your vehicle, and as you can see, it covers the trunk, right? That does. But that doesn't have an actual physical, it's not a physical thing. Hold on. I think it just messed up. Hold on. So anyways, it doesn't have a physical hitbox, or meaning if you were to climb on this truck or whatever, and you were to climb on the bed cover, you would fall through and be clipping through it because it doesn't have an actual physical model to it. And I can showcase that, but that's just a funny thing, because the Sand King used to have that, and it might even still have that, but maybe not. I think the Sand King, they fixed that, but the Sand King used to have the same detail. Okay.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot.
Why does it do that? Hold on. This shit is acting up majorly.
It's coming at you.
Okay. This doesn't have a physical model. You see something right there, you walk through it. Alright. This shit looks so sick. Anyways. Let's see if the Sand King still has that. I would bet money it probably doesn't, but it used to have the same issue, actually.
I'm on the clock.
And maybe it might actually still do on one of them. I don't know. We'll check that out. But where is my Sand King? Okay. I have to wait for it to arrive.
It's on the way. Okay, I got stuff to do.
So again, on the Picador, you can add a bed cover, but it has no physical model. So they did fix it, but then again, did they? Because there's two Sand Kings. This is the large, or extra large, and then there's another one that's quite massive, but it's smaller. I don't have the smaller one, and to be honest, I don't think I can tell the difference between the two just by looking at them. Maybe I would imagine that the smaller one's a two-door. I would like to imagine, but it's GTA. Knowing that. They're both Sand Kings and they're both four doors, but somehow it's a smaller four-door. Yeah, back then, some of those vehicles also had funny things where you could still clip through something. It has no physical model. So you'd just be walking through whatever it is that you have. Now I'm thinking about it, it's been a while since I've seen the Sand King as well. I mean, I have this one, which you see these spawn quite often. If you really look for this one, you can find this quite easily. But I haven't just seen them roaming around for a little bit, actually. I guess here and there, but it's been a while. Yeah, they're one Stratum. I'm still trying to think of that damn car's name. I want to say the Velum, but that's a airplane. I can't think of that car's name for nothing. I think it's a ball car. Like the car company name in the game. Trevor's truck has a funny detail where you can access, or you can get into the passenger seat or the driver's seat if you just jump into the thing quite relatively. What do you know? What do you know? As I just got done speaking. Or I should say, speak of the devil. I would have kept the stock wheels, but I'm not gonna lie. The stock wheel, or let me rephrase. I would have kept it as is, like this variant, or like how it comes, like this. I'm not gonna lie. I like it like this though, and this is mine. So, also I could be crazy, but another thing that is kind of a weird thing, and honestly I kind of don't like it. I think there was a window tint that was the darkest window tint in the game, probably even straight up black. That was on old gen.
What can the best mechanic in
got
LS
rid
do
of
for
it.
you?
Like something darker than even this. This is a rare color as well. You can't access this color. Maybe the pearlescent, but even then I don't think you can get the pearlescent. You definitely can't get the color of this truck though. I'm glad I got to finally keep one of these. Even then, I probably don't need to because they spawn so easily. That's probably the easiest thing to spawn in the game. You just play randomly, it spawns. Oh wow, a ranger? Granger. My bad. Granger, right? Yeah. Fun fact, it's not called that when you get in the vehicle, but it is listed as that when you call it in from your mechanic. I believe when you hop in the vehicle, it's just called the Granger. But when you call it in, it's called the Granger 3500 LX. Let's see if that's true. See? It's called the Granger when you get in the vehicle. If I were to keep this and call it in, it would be called the 3500 LX. That was pretty funny when I seen that. I don't think that car's name is ever going to cross my mind. I can't think of what the hell would it even been called. The Velum? What the hell would it have been called? I ain't gonna lie, I would like a pennies of this. Or even like just keep the good bits and just make this a R32. That'd be pretty sick. Maybe even R33. I'm more of a R34 though. An R32 and the 2000 GTR, or the 2000 GT I should say, or whatever. I like those more. I like the R33, but and maybe that one that's a concept car that they never produced or whatever, or if they did produce, there's not many of them. GTR freaking looked insane stock. That'd be pretty sick if they added that too. I'm just hoping in the next update they don't have some kind of waste of a slot. I just want some cool shit, no memes, no dumb shit, just if it is going to be the last update for the game, or the last major update for the game, I want it to end on a high note. No crappy, stupid meme stuff. Maybe add everything that should have been available since day one. FIB Buffalo needs to be in there, personally. And, add some new cool gray shit, yeah. Gresley. No, Landstalker. What the hell was I thinking of? Oh, okay. This thing is so bubbly, boxy. It's freaking kind of odd. It has a little bit of speed though, for it being an SUV. Oh, I wouldn't mind the bennies of that too. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on cars' names right now. What the hell is this thing called? I'm an idiot. Dilettante. I would not mind a bennies of this. I would not mind. That'd be pretty sick, actually. I want it exactly identical, but you can add the same shit to it. I would like that. Dilettante. Whatever the hell you say that. However the hell you say that. Essentially, the Toyota Prius, I don't care. I wouldn't mind a Benz upgrade or Ricconiello's car name. Identical, but you can add shit to it. I would want that. You know what? Identical in looks, but performance different. I want it to be faster. The only reason why I say that, of all vehicles, man, just give us something that's from the 2003. There ain't nothing but, at least not the cool, good.
Why, hello, how you doing? How can I help? No problem. I'll get him off your back.
Oh my goodness. Moronic. That shouldn't be a thing. This is quite quick. Like, it's not fast. But for what it is, this is quite quick. I don't know if it's like acting this way because the character is actually deciding to move his ass, or if this is just like naturally like this. If this is naturally like this, man, this thing is this big moving like that? That's crazy. It doesn't really look like the best thing, but it's pulling its weight. I still can't get over the fact that I can't remember that car's name. Peyote? The, Stratum, Peyote,
Oh, that toilet cleaner's got me.
Velum, Velium, Helium. What was it called? I don't know. I did have one. It had unbuyable options too. Not anything crazy, but maybe one or two things.
What miracle did you want me to perform?
That's probably why I never got into these. Well, also it's shaped funny, but... DJ... Presley, Grizzly... Mesa... That irks me. I cannot remember that damn thing for nothing. Bison, Granger, Stratum... Anyway, that'll be it.